Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. If you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed before you leave. That would help me out loads. So as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing quite a short video. This is probably only going to be a few minutes long, and I'm basically going to be showing you guys how I put on fake eyelashes. So over on my Instagram, quite a lot of you ask me on a daily basis how to apply eyelashes or how I apply fake eyelashes, and I thought rather than showing you on Instagram, I'd just show you on YouTube so I can sort of sit down and talk through it a little bit more in depth so that hopefully you understand a little bit better. So yeah, I hope this video helps you out if you do struggle to put on eyelashes or find a good technique that works for you. I don't do anything revolutionary, so it's not going to be, you know, I haven't got this like specific way that's so different to everyone else. So if you've already seen these videos before, then it might not be that much different because I kind of just do it the normal way, but I'm going to talk you through kind of my personal tips and tricks and things that I find help me out personally, and hopefully you find it helpful. If you do like the makeup that I have got on my face currently, I did film this for a kind of really sort of glowy, natural spring summer makeup look that should already be on my channel. So I'll try to remember to link it in the description box below. So if you wanted to check out how I got this makeup look, then I'll leave it in the description box. And if I do forget, then it will already be on my channel anyway. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into the actual video. So to start off with, I was explaining this over on my Instagram stories as well, but I was basically saying that I personally never really or hardly ever go in with a full eyelash, just purely because for me personally, my eyes are a little bit more rounded and I prefer them to look a little bit more almond shaped and lifted. So I find that for me personally, cutting a pair of eyelashes in half or using corner lashes just works a little bit better for me. It looks a little bit more flattering and it's also a lot more easy to apply. So that is my number one kind of first tip, is that if you do really struggle to apply eyelashes, try using corner lashes or just cutting a strip lash directly in half and just putting it on the outer corner. Chances are you're going to find that this is a little bit more flattering on your eye. It's going to look a little bit more natural and it's definitely going to be a lot easier to apply as well. So I'm going to be going in with a pair of lashes that I've used before. I believe these are the So Sue by Suzanne Jackson lashes in Envy. I think they are them, but I've lost the outer packaging, so I'm not entirely sure, so I'm really sorry. But to be honest, you can get this style of lash by just cutting off the end of any strip lash, to be honest. It doesn't really matter what lashes you actually use, just whatever ones that you find that suit your personal preference. If you like kind of ones that are really long on the outer corners, or you like more wispy ones, just have a little look online or in the stores when they reopen in the UK and find a pair of lashes that suits you. But for me today, I'm going to be going in with these ones. So kind of like my second top tip is actually what glue you are using for your eyelashes. So it's very important to find a glue that works well for yourself. Some people love the Duo glue, others like the House of Lashes glue. I've heard that's really, really good. So find a glue that really works well for you. I think it's definitely personal preference, but for me personally, I find that the Huda Beauty glue works really, really well for me. This is actually my second or third tube of this, and I will continue to repurchase this when it runs out because for me this just works very, very well. This is actually tinted black, so it's perfect for if you've got a little bit of liner on, and it just kind of helps to conceal that white or like kind of iridescent see-through colour that some glues can have, and it's just going to leave it nice and black at the lash line, which is kind of what you would want for the most part. This one also dries quite fast and gets tacky quite fast as well, which I'll talk about a little bit in a minute, but overall I really, really enjoy this glue. I think you can pick it up for about £10. I'll try and link it below. I think you can get it from like Cult Beauty or anywhere like that. And yeah, it's just a really, really good glue that keeps your lashes on all day. So what I personally like to do is actually just take the glue and just pop a little bit on the back of my hand. If your glue comes in these kind of squeezy tubes like this one, I wouldn't recommend squeezing it straight onto the lash because chances are you're going to get way too much glue on there and then you're just going to make a mess. If your lash glue comes with a brush, then it might be nice to just brush the glue straight on. However, definitely don't be squeezing this straight onto the strip because you will make a mess. Okay, so for me personally, I love to apply my eyelashes with some tweezers. So these are actually the Tweezerman tweezers. It doesn't really matter what pair of tweezers you have, but make sure it is a good pair that really kind of clamps together nice and tight so that when you apply your lash, you have as much control as possible. I find that using tweezers is the easiest way to apply lashes. I went through a phase of using just my fingers and my nails, but realistically they wasn't looking as good as when I just use a pair of trusty tweezers. So yeah, that is definitely something I would recommend. Some people really like using the lash tweezers. I personally just find that normal tweezers work absolutely fine. So I'm just going to kind of dip the lashes in the glue, and the trick is as well is to not use too much glue. Like, you want to get enough on there where it's kind of all coated, but don't get it on there so much that it's literally like dripping with glue, because what you'll find is it'll take way too long to get tacky, and then you'll just have loads of glue left in your eyelashes when you come to take your eyelashes off. So hopefully you can see how much glue I've got on there. It is going to be a little bit difficult, but I have only got, you know, a little bit of glue on there. But I will just zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. What you want to do at this point is just basically leave your lash and let it dry for about 30 seconds to a minute. As I said, this Huda Beauty glue does get tacky quite quickly, which is good because then you don't need to wait around for ages for your lash glue to get tacky. If you're using other lash glues, then just be mindful of the fact that you need to wait for it to go a little bit more tacky and not sort of, you know, soaking wet before you put it on the eye. This way, when you stick it down, it's not going to slide around and it's just going to stick straight to the eye. So I like to just kind of wave mine around a little bit. Sometimes I give it a little bit of a blow, but you can usually kind of tell when it's going a little bit tacky because it gets a little bit less shiny. So when you actually look at the glue, it kind of looks a little bit more on the matte side as opposed to shiny. You don't want to leave it so it's completely dried though, so don't wait, you know, 5 minutes or whatever, just a minute maximum will do. Okay, so as you can see here as well, I've pinched the lash quite close to the band, so the tweezers are kind of all the way up, just literally a few millimeters away from the actual band. The closer you hold your tweezers to that band, the more control you're going to have. So don't be holding your lash all the way down here because it's just going to be flimsy and you're not going to have much control. So make sure you're holding it quite close to the band. What you're going to do then is you're going to take your mirror and you're going to look down into your mirror, and this is going to be hard to show, but you're basically just going to hold your lash, sort of bring it from above and place it down. And when you're looking down in your mirror, you can see exactly where you need to place it. So what I usually do is I place it down and I don't touch it, and I just kind of like look straight ahead to see if it looks in the position it's supposed to be, which usually it is. And then I'll just kind of take my tweezers, go in right to the sort of base of the lash and really sort of wiggle and press it in to the lash line. Something you can also do is slightly pull down the lash and check from above that it's kind of going in the right direction where it should be. Then what I do from here is I kind of just leave it for a few seconds. Sometimes I fan it, sometimes I go and do the other one and then come back to this one. But you essentially want to leave it now until it's kind of like 95 to 99% dry. The reason why you want to do this is because this is the position that you want it to be in. So now you just want it to dry, and then later on you can go in and squeeze it to the lashes to make sure it's nice and tight and seamless. So now the lash is almost completely dry. I'm just going to take my tweezers again. Obviously be careful with tweezers around your eyeballs, but I'm just basically going to go in and squeeze the lash to my lashes almost, and just make sure it's going to sit nice and seamless on my eye. Another good reason why you want to do this when your lash is almost completely dry is because if it's too wet and you're squeezing it to your lashes, then it's going to stick to your lashes rather than your skin, which you don't really want, because when you come to take them off, you're probably going to lose eyelashes. Okay, so I just went ahead off camera and did the other eye, and as you can see, because we have used corner lashes, especially you get this issue sometimes when you do use corner lashes, more so than if you use a full lash, you are going to be able to see where the kind of lash stops and your natural lashes start, especially if you haven't put a ton of mascara on prior. Obviously, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video, but obviously when you're putting on eyelashes, whether it's a full lash or a half lash, make sure you do put a little bit of mascara on first, just to make sure that, you know, it's all kind of concealed in with your fake eyelashes when they go on. What I'm going to do now to kind of solve this problem of, you know, where you can see the natural lash and the fake lashes starting is I'm just going to take a little bit of mascara. The one that I like to use for this is actually the Sky High mascara from Maybelline. This is the new one. I just find that the brush is kind of small enough for this job to work really easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to put more mascara on, and I'm going to really focus this in the inner sort of section of my lashes, just so they look a little bit more like they're combined with the false ones. And then I'm just going to kind of go over the whole thing just to blend them together. This is quite an important step. And as you can see now, they just look a little bit more natural and kind of blended in with my natural lashes. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. Okay, so now the last thing that I would recommend that you do when applying fake eyelashes is actually just tight lining with a black or at least a dark brown eyeliner. This is to just make sure you don't see any of that skin here, and this will also help with making your lashes look a little bit more natural and blended into your natural eye. So the eyeliner that I'm going to be using is from She Glam. This is the Expert Creamy Eyeliner in the shade black, and this is really super pigmented and lasts really well inside the eye. So I'm just going to be using this to put inside my tight line. Can feel a little bit uncomfortable the first few times you do it, but you do get used to it. Okay, and that is pretty much it, guys. So that is how I would personally apply my corner eyelashes like a pro, and these will stay on all day now until I take them off. So yeah, I hope you guys learned some new tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments if you learned anything new. And yeah, I hope this makes it a little bit easier for you guys to apply your eyelashes. Obviously, if you do want to apply a full lash, just use the exact same technique, but just with a full lash. So yeah, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you enjoyed it. That would help me out a ton. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.